Hello, welcome you everyone to our first YouTube live workshop. So, what we have decided is we will go through from the very basics and we'll try to see how we can start using the no load or low code level AI development in our PC. So before proceeding for that, we know that there are the several tools available in the market like N10, Langflow, and many others. You would have heard about them, which can do your daily tasks completely automated, and various aspects can be gained through them. So you can actually harness the power of the generative AI in your day-to-day life, and you can improve your productivity. So considering those things in mind, today what we are going to do is we are going to do a proper setup. Okay, and for doing that proper setup and to understand like what are the tools, what is needed, what's actually our exact strategy which we want to go through with. So we want to do all those things which we will cover in this particular session. So I hope that I'm audible and the language and the pitch is also good to hear for you guys. So without any further delay, what we'll do is we'll just jump to our screen sharing and we'll try to see there like how we can go ahead with this and what are the things which will be required us for reaching there or for like doing these things in our local computer PC. So I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, I hope so. You guys are able to see my screen now. So what happens is like whenever we talk about the generative AI, okay, it all starts with your LLM models. And what is this LLM models? They are called as large language models. Okay. So first thing we need is an LLM. Second thing, we need some kind of storage so that we can store the data. And third thing is the tools like which provide us the ability of using the no load or no code or low code styles. Okay. So what are we going to do is for LLM, we are having the various choices in the market. So first, let's start talking with LLM. If we go with the LLM, there are so many LLM providers. One is the OpenAI. Okay, then there is an Anthropic, which provides you the Cloudaire's models APIs. Then there is a Hugging Face. Then there is a Grok. Okay, and then there is one more which is ollama. So ollama provides you the offline models or the models which you can actually run privately on your own PC, and they are the open source models. So all these models except Ollama, they have the direct APIs. You can go to their portal and you can select the model and you can select the APIs. And based on that, whatever the charges will be, you'll have to pay for that. Now, Ollama comes as an your private model running on your personal computer. So definitely it will require a good GPU if you are having, and if you are having a lot of RAM, then you can run the Ollama on your PC. If you are not having those facilities, it's better to go with one of them because in this particular scenario, what will happen is your data will go to their server. It will be processed on their server. So that's why they charge for it. But then you can even run these models in a very small PC, like even with the 8 GB RAM or even on some small chipsets. Okay. So what are we going to do is we are going to see that how we can start integrating the Ollama because other than that they are the very easy based on they are very easy based on just like integrating the APIs in that scenario. So the LLM we will select the Ollama. Now coming to the storage, so you would have seen so far like there are the two types of storage, SQL and then no SQL, like tabular and the non-tabular form of data. But in terms of generative AI, the text, images, everything is embedded in some code. And after encoding, they are stored as in vector spaces. So that's why we need a vector DB. Okay. So vector DBs are also available. So there is Pinecone is there, then Chroma DB is there, Lens DB is there, then your qdrant DB is also there. Okay, out of which few are again like the paid thing, few are easy to install. Now we will discuss more in this complete series for these two DBs. One is the Chroma DB and one is the qdrant. Now Chroma DB is just like your SQLite. It just stored as a file systems, and qdrant is actually you can consider it like Mongo. There are collections, and within the collections there are keys. So these are the type of databases which we will be talking about. Now ChromaDB installation is very smooth, so we'll talk about how we can integrate the qdrant. And once they are, then we talked about the no low code. So there are the two tools which we are going to install. So one is your n@n and second is your langflow. Okay. So now coming to an easy part, what we are going to install is, so first thing is we are going with the ollama. Okay, I hope this text is visible to you. So increase the size. Okay, so ollama is there. Coming to the second point, we are going with the qdrant. Now third, we are going with the langflow, and fourth tool what we are going to use is an n@n. Okay. So these four tools we are going to install. Now, how we can install these four tools is like you can go to their individual websites and you can download it locally on your PC. But what we are going to do is we are going to generate a complete environment, okay, so that we can make use out of it. Now, after dealing with them, we will also try to set up, okay, which is the next goal. So setting up, first thing is your VS Code for AI development. Okay, this is not for them who are actually looking for the low code solution. So this is for them who actually want to go ahead and do some development within that. So that we will take later. So quickly, what I'll do is I'll just go to the Ollama's website. So if you see ollama.com. So this is the Ollama's website. Okay, and if you see they are having all these models available, you can download and you can run it on them. If I show you, so I have several ollama models. Okay. Okay. It's increased. So suppose if I want to run some of the ollama models, so I can run ollama run 54. Okay. And you will see that if you are just calling run, if this model is not available, it will download and then run. It's already downloaded for me. So I can just start like that. Hi, it's giving you some answer. Okay. Now there is one more thing. To quit it, I'll just say /y. If you want to see some more detail, you can go with the verbose. Okay. Now if I say hi, you will see that it's giving answer, but along with that, it's also giving you that what is the total duration it took, how many tokens it's transferring. So it's actually going with the prompt evaluation and the final evaluation rate. So it's giving you all the statistics about your model. So you know that how to use it. So if I go with some small model, so I have Gamma 3 with 1 billion parameter model. So if you run that, so now you see the speed. So the tokens per second directly increase from 7.48 to 106.98. And the reason for that is like these models are actually running right now on my GPU. Okay, because this has a small size, so it's completely loaded on my GPU, and that's why it's giving so much high speed. This model is actually having a higher size, so it's actually not completely utilized my GPU, so it's actually running on my CPU. And as it's running on CPU, you can see that how many tokens per second it's transferring. So it all depends on that. Now these models are called the small models. Okay, they are like they are the part of LLM, large language model, but within that they are actually the small models. So although they work nice, so we can make use of it, we can fine tune it. So all such things like we will take care about it. But I hope that you understood like how this ollama works and how you can run these models. So now once we will have the model, we will be needing the tools. Okay, so quickly I'll show you a few tools like the langflow and so we'll go to the langflow website. So I hope you can see it. So they are showing that it's that easy that you just connect with the things, you put your API keys and you are good to go. So they are having everything as a drag and drop components. Okay. So you can use these drag and drop components. You don't need to write all these codes. These codes are written in the behind of the scene. So even if you are not a developer, what you can do better is like you can install Langflow. You can connect it with your ollama to utilize your local model. If you want to use some OpenAI and all those, as shown here in the diagram, they are using the GPT-4o model. So in that case, you just need to provide your API key and then you can try and you can run it like that. So they have all the different types of tools and they are capable of making the agents also, AI agents. So we'll see all these things in detail also in our upcoming classes. At the same time, there is one more tool called NFM. So if you go to the Anatons website, they mention like it's a powerful workflow. They are having the pre-built things built, like what should be a trigger to run your this entire like flow, and then they have the chances to connecting your AI agents. Look like you can connect it with any of the model again, a few of the memories, then the different type of tools, and then you can take a decision what should you do. And based on that, deciding like it should update the profile or it should add to the chat onto the Slack. So not only Slack, they are having a lot of applications available, like your complete email automations. Like you see that they have the over 400 integrations available. So it has integration to your Jira, your development environment, your marketing environment. So all these things can be handled automatically by building these logics, and for that we use the annotator. So these two tools are actually very important, which can actually make your day-to-day life very easy using AI. So that's why we are going to install this ollama, langflow, and anatan. And as we mentioned that we would be needing some database, so qdrant DB we are going to use. If you see qdrant vector database, so it's actually a high performing vector search at a scale, because like even in future, if you are having a lot of data, tons of data, it can do a very fast vector based search, even the semantic or the nearest search. So all those things are possible for this particular database. So all these things we are going to install. Now there are the two ways of doing these things. Okay. One thing is like I have a PC and I can install each and everything. Now then their dependency and everything will be keep on changing. So there are the two ways. Look, suppose this is my computer. Okay. Just write it down. Like suppose it's like my PC and I download ollama, qdrant, langflow, anatan, and then I integrate them to work together. Okay. Then it becomes difficult for us to handle and do all these things. Better part is like we use the Dockers. Okay. Now, how many of you are aware about Dockers? I'm not sure. So, Docker is a simple application which creates a virtual environment, or you can say that completely a virtual PC, but a very thin layer of virtual PC, which is very light to run upon. So, suppose if we talk about the Python, so if you see the Docker, what they will do is they will take a basic Alpine PC image, and based on that PC Alpine image, they will install the Python, and then they will expose it on some port or maybe the terminal, so that if you have installed this Docker, you are having the Python installed, you can directly start using it. Okay, so this is what we want to do. So for doing such things, what are we going to do is now we are having the four tools. So we need the ollama Docker, qdrant Docker, langflow, and anatan. And before going for them, we need the Docker installed, correct? So now you would be using, there are the three OSs. If you are onto the Linux, then you can use your terminal to install the Docker. Okay, that's easy because I'm understanding like if you are on Linux, definitely you know the developing environment, so you know how to install Docker. And for Mac and Windows, you need to install the Docker desktop. Okay. So for Mac and Windows, you actually need to install the Docker desktop. Now coming to the another part behind the scene, the Mac actually runs onto the Linux kernel. So you only need to install the Docker desktop, but when you will work onto the Windows, it will ask you to restart because it's going to install the WSL. And if it is new, it will automatically install the WSL2, which is Windows Link Linux service. So this Linux will run in the backend, and it will provide you the capability of using Docker within the Windows. Okay. So now how or where we can find it? So I'll quickly go and I'll open here the Docker desktop. So once you go here, the Docker desktop, you can see that you can just go and download your Docker desktop products. Okay, let's go there, and here you can download. So it's available for Windows. It's even available for Mac, Apple, or now definitely if you are having a new Mac, you'll go with the Apple silicon. If you are having some old one, then you can go with Intel chipset. For Windows also they have for both. Now Linux also they have provided the UI, but most of them actually we go through with the backend only, like using the commands and all. So once you install the Docker, it will look something like this. So I have installed my Docker desktop. I'll open and I'll show it to you. So that's how it looks like, correct? So I have done, and it's the quadrant is running right now, so that's why it's showing. I'll stop it, and even I'll delete it so that it's as new as for you. Okay. So the moment when you will open the Docker desktop, it will look something like this in your PC also. Okay. Now let's start doing some magic. So what are we going to do is there is a website called Docker Hub. Okay, it's similar like your GitHub. It contains all the images of all the tools which you are looking for. So suppose first thing what we want is for Ollama. So I'll go and click here for Ollama and I'll find that this is the official image from the Ollama. And if you see here, you will see that what is the line to run. If you are running only onto the CPU, go with this. If you are having the NVIDIA GPU, then you need to install this using this in Linux. Like you should have installed this NVIDIA container toolkit, and then you can go ahead and you just need to add one or two lines in the Docker about it to use the NVIDIA GPU. So what are we going to do is we are going to use this line. Okay, so I'll just copy it. What I'll do is I will also close the Ollama which is running locally on my system right now so that it doesn't interfere with it. Now I open the terminal. I'll just paste this line and I'll hit enter. Okay, now you will see the magic what's starting. Look, it started downloading this thing. Okay, and because it's of 1.73 GB, so it will just take a couple of minutes to download this image. So I think it will just install. By the time, let's try and understand what is the command for. So Docker is a special command. Then it's a run. It means like you need to run the Docker. This -d informs you to install this, like run this Docker in the backend. Now this -v provides about the volume. So we have created an ollama variable, and this will store the root.ollama data, whatever they have. Now this -p stands for the port. So we are saying that you expose this 11434 port on my local for the same 11434 port which you are using on your system. Then it is giving you the hyphen name, means what this container will call. So it will call as an ollama, and this is finally the name of the image which we want to run. And yeah, it's extracting, and let's wait. I think it will run. Okay, perfect. So you see that this started running. Once you will get some this large code. Now let's go to the Docker, and you see that here it's showing the ollama. The name is ollama. It's running and it's running on this port. Okay. Now, definitely, I cannot go on this link. Like I'm not gonna get anything. It will just say that ollama is running on this localhost. Okay. So one thing that our ollama has started. Now the next part what we need is the qdrant. So I'll again go to the Docker Hub. Yeah, here, and I'll go here and search for the qdrant. Okay. Here again, I found the official image of qdrant. You go there, and this is what you need to run. Now see here, there is a catch that they didn't wrote the hyphen D. So we'll just add the hyphen D here so that it runs in the background. It doesn't show anything here, and it's available because it was already available for me. So it didn't ask to download, and it started running. Now you see that it's not giving any name. So if you want a name, so what we can do is I can just stop it. I'll delete this one. Okay. What I'll do is I can again go there, and before this I'll say hyphen name qdrant. Okay, or any name, whichever you want, you can give this a name. Now you see, it comes with a qdrant name. Now this is the name of the container. So if you want to access this for any other purposes, you can make use of it. We will discuss it in near future why we need it. Okay, so my qdrant is also up and running now. So ollama done, qdrant done. Now let's go for the langflow and n10. So search for langflow. Here also you found the official image from by langflow only. So if you run it down, it's here. We'll paste it, and again what I'll do is instead of hyphen IT, I'll open hyphen D. I don't need this hyphen RM. We just need this. We'll also add the name as an langflow, and we will run it. Now it says that it didn't found the image, so it's again started pulling the images. I think it's not that large, it's just 650 MB, so it will download it faster. Now you see that once they say that it's supplied, you can start accessing it into the localhost 7860. So let's see. Prepare. Then we'll start accessing it. So by the time it does that work, we'll go and find the image of n10. So also we have the n10 image over here, and let me see. This is the complete thing which we need to run there. So before that, we also need to build the Docker volume. Now, what's that? I'll tell you because we say that we are storing this data into the n10 data. So sometime if you want, you can make it as a volume and then you can use it. Now there is a way that if you want to store Postgres, so that also you can make use of it. So what we will do is we will go with the very simplest manner. Okay, we'll run it with this. The only point is that the Windows doesn't support this slash slash format. So what I'll do is I'll quickly open a notepad, and in this new notepad file, I'll just paste it. Let's increase the size. So we'll try to bring everything in a single form, single line, right? Perfect. This is the last thing. This RM we don't need, and as I say, we need to run it in the background. So hyphen D. Okay. So I hope it's installed in a single line. Yeah, its single line is ready. What I'm gonna do is now we'll just copy this line. Okay. So this is also started the langflow. Let's go to and check here. Yes, langflow is started. If I click here, you will see that it's running the langflow. Okay. So no need to run anything, no need to do other setups. And this is the last line for n10. So it's also started like downloading this image and all. And now remember that it's always a one-time job. Okay. So next time when you will start your PC, you just need to go there and start your Docker desktop. Once you will run the Docker desktop, you will see all these images up and running. If they are not running, you will see like the play button here instead of the stop button. You can just click on play, and it will start running. And the moment it start running, you see that you no need to now figure out like what other details I need for running this or that. So perfect, our N10 image is also up. Let's see, clicking here. Yeah, perfect, it's running up, correct? So I just need to create my first time account and then we can start running the N10. So this and this also has started working. So yeah, that's all what we wanted to see, that how this things works. Now we have installed the Ollama, but how to install the model within that, correct? So if you go to the Ollama website for a while, okay, and if you click here onto the models, or like if I go directly onto the Gemma 3, so I use Gemma 3 1 billion parameter model, which is of around 815 MB. So you see, this is the code which we need to run in our terminal. So I copied this code from here. I'll go to the Docker desktop. I'll click on this Ollama on name, and if you see, you will get here exec. Go to exec, paste it there, and run it. So this exec is the terminal for that Docker. So if you run it, you will see that it started downloading this model there. And now you can access this model using this Ollama in any of your another containers. So if someone want to use this line, so what I'll do is I'll just copy them and I'll add them to this uh, here. So this is my first command. Okay, so you no need to go and search it again and again. This is from my qdrant, and third one is okay. So we added the hyphen name there. Okay. Now after qdrant we went to the langflow. This is the langflow, and I think this is the fourth one for my N10. Okay. So either you can take the screenshot of this, or I'll even add this information in the comments so that you can make use of it. These are the four lines. Just run it and enjoy yourself. Okay. And just for the simplicity or the same functionality, you add the new mode. Okay. Here also we'll take the volume in the back. Okay. So this is what is the final commands. You guys can either take the screenshot or I'll add it into the description. So let's see. This is also installed. Here this is also installed. I can just look. You can do the chat. I'll just say bye. And again, what I'll do is, sorry, it doesn't work like that. So I'll say Ollama run Gemma 3 colon 1b hyphen robots. Now if I say yes, hi. So you see here we are getting the 45.47 tokens per second. And reason for that is this model is actually running onto the CPU. We use the CPU model. We didn't ask it to run onto the GPU. So this is what, if you want to run it on the GPU, you can use the that Docker for the GPU. You can enable your NVIDIA toolkits container, and then you can run this. So it will actually start using the GPU which you are having in your PC. So this is what the difference I wanted to showcase to you. Now I'll quickly say it bye and we'll come it out from this. Okay. Now the next thing is like let's turn off all these extra tabs. Okay, and let's go to the line flow. So I'll just click here to build a new flow, and I will say that as I want to go with the blank part. Now there are the things, if you see here, there are so many inputs, outputs, lot of things. So just to test what things are running, we'll say that we want a chat input, and similarly output should also be a chat. Okay, then I want to use a model. So my model will be Ollama. Okay, now here what we need to do is we need to put the local host column 11434. Now, how we will get to know 11434? You see, it's running here. Localhost 11434. Okay. Once you have it entered, just click on this refresh and you will get this model which you installed in your container. So now Gemma 3 is there. Now I can click on this as an input and I can take output as a message. Okay. And if you click on this playground, now look, I send hi and I got the answer. Correct? So now you see that it's not doing streaming. It will just like when all the answer is done, it will just come and paste. Correct? You see that? This is what is the difference. So if you want, all these features can be enabled, disabled. Now at the same time, like you can publish it, you have the API access, you have the JavaScript or the SQL method to call this API and how this works. I'll show you. I'll just copy this, okay, and I'll come to my terminal. And let's see if curl works. Yes, okay, okay. Again, this thing hit us bad. So perfect. So it doesn't work like that for us. Okay. So it says that for the post, it maybe doesn't work on the curl. Let's see if we have something like. Okay. So like if you are having this Linux, then you can use this curl method. Otherwise, like you can just go on this terminal and you can run a post command and you can push out this data. So how we can do is like this. I have a VS Code installed. Okay. And let's see if we are having some API method testing. And extension for API. Okay, this is the Thunder client. I'll install this. Okay, so this is also used for testing the APIs. So let's start it and we'll say that we are sending a new request. Now, what is the request? We say the post type. Okay, this is written correct. It's a post type. This is the URL. So I'll copy the URL. Okay, now string false parameter given header content type application session. So it's body. I'll go into the JSON part and I'll just parse this as my JSON. Okay, now input release hello world. I'll say hello, how are you? This is what we want to send, correct? Now send it. And you see, we got the response. This is the session ID and this is the text sent back to us. So that's all like once you are having this up, you are also getting the APIs, post APIs directly built in. So you can make use of it. You can save it and like so it's like you can try it on your playground and you can actually publish it as an APIs to use it. Now the benefit of this tool is like the Senate and this also has a lot of bundle, lot of tools with it integrates. You also have the Confluence. Okay, you also have your Git, you have Firecrawl. Okay, you are having the Google's Gmail, Google Auth, and even Notion for creating the pages, creating your database. So all such things are actually available with it. Also, it has so many tools. And I think this MCP server, the new thing which you are hearing a lot onto the internet, if you are following this AI part. So they also have the MCP server inability. So you can run it locally and MCP server and you can connect with all the tools like the extra immense tools and you also have this search methodology and all these tools and not only these things if we'll go there to the agents you see they also have built a unified agent which just need an LLM so you can connect the LLM of your choice so it says OpenAI we don't want OpenAI we'll go with the custom suppose and in custom, you can connect with it and you can run your this tool. So that's it for this session. I hope like you guys would have liked it, and let's see how it goes.